Select the one sentence that best meets the requirements of standard written English. The main objective of the 2020 Healthcare Care Accord was to provide basic medical care to every citizen who could not afford private healthcare. Moreover, it aimed to reduce the cost of vital medicines for poor families. Taking a look at our choices, we can see that they're almost identical in terms of which words are used, but vary when it comes to punctuation. Let's take a look at our choices to determine the best way to punctuate this sentence. A. Separating with a semicolon and using the conjunction moreover. In this choice, we see a semicolon separating two independent clauses, an independent clause being a clause with a subject and a predicate. The subject of the first clause is the main objective, with the predicate being was to provide, with the subject of the second clause being it and the predicate being aimed to reduce. As the job of a semicolon is to separate two independent clauses, we can see that it would indeed be appropriate to use here. The use of moreover is unproblematic, as moreover is used when adding information that strengthens what was already said. Here, the clause following moreover delves deeper into the objective of the Healthcare Care Accord. As all is in order here, this is likely our answer, but we can take a look at the other choices just to be sure. B. Separating with a semicolon and using the conjunction moreover. At first glance, this choice may seem identical to the first choice. However, upon closer examination, we see a difference. This sentence capitalizes the word moreover after the semicolon. As a rule, independent clauses placed after a semicolon are never capitalized. Based on this, we can mark this choice as incorrect. C. Separating with a comma and using moreover as a conjunction. We've already established that using moreover as a conjunction here poses no problems, but we do see a problem with the comma. As we've already established, this comma is linking two independent clauses. Independent clauses need something stronger than a comma to separate them. For example, we could use a semicolon, like we saw before, a period, or a conjunction like and. But seeing as a comma is insufficient, we can mark this choice as incorrect. And D. Separating with a comma and using nevertheless as a conjunction. We've already established that a comma is insufficient here. But even if this choice used a semicolon, we would have to mark it off for its usage of nevertheless. Nevertheless is used when describing something that happened even though something else might have stopped it. However, we don't see that here, as nothing in the first clause indicates that what happened in the second clause, aiming to reduce the cost of vital medicines, would have been stopped. Based on both of these reasons, we can mark this choice as incorrect and mark our original answer, choice A, as our final answer.